What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 in my fresh playthrough in 2022. As you see, we are level 48, and this should be my last adventure map, as I am going to jump right to the expeditions when I hit level 50. So I'm thinking this will be the one. We are here on the Rampart Siege in adventure mode, so this is the Harbinger Zone. One of the maps, this will be the last area that offers up those free gems. Now, I haven't had any changes to the gear, still using the same old stuff. No shards yet, really, and no improvements at all to my DPS setup on my Apprentice. And then we've got that for the blockades. Let's go ahead and get things started up here. Let's see, we've got 800 mana, but 1,000 DU, so we're not going to be able to build the whole map out. This one, of course, is all about those circles in the ground, which we're basically going to ignore. But let's go ahead and get things started. With 800 DU, that's going to leave us 200 DU at each of the choke points. Now, I'm going to go ahead of where the circle will pop up on the ground right here. The deal with the circles on the ground is when the enemies get in them, they are going to be healed. So you want to make sure if there's any buildup inside the circle, you are prioritizing getting those baddies burned out. Now we've got 650 left, and we've got 4 lanes, one of them being a meaty lane to deal with. So that's going to be what? Just over 150, 163 or so, 162 and a half DU per lane. So let's just say 160. And we'll just say it even easier to that, and we'll call it 5 flame auras. So let's go ahead and just throw 5 flame auras down the lane, just like we've been doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we have it. We're going to do the same thing on these other lanes as well. On this really short crash balcony lane, I am going to double them up. So I'm going to go 1 there, say 1 there. And then we'll throw in the remainder. And then over here, we'll just go straight down the lane. So it's all about that big center lane, of course, when it comes to surviving through this first wave, where we can get a little bit more mana and be able to build things out a little bit more thoroughly. Now, remember, this is going to have some flyers on this one, so we're going to have to wait for them to come out. But the flyers are going to be a big part of this one, so we're going to want to make sure we're preparing ourselves for any potential flyer invasions. And let's just go something like that. It actually leaves me 50. What do we want to do with the 50? Well, let's just go ahead and we'll double up on some lightning strike auras here at the wall area, and we'll just put them something like that. Now, I am going to continue to DPS on my Apprentice. We'll let it fly here and see how the waves run. Of course, as we get into expeditions and we start getting some shards, we're going to notice a pretty big difference in the power of our defenses. So we're getting the job done right now, but it is far from glorious victories, no doubt. And it's because the game is just based on shards. You know, I know mods are like a fine-tuning product that come later on down the line, but the base game is all about having shards and having the right shards where you need them. We're going to need a little bit more range down this lane, so a couple more R's here for sure, as those javelin throwers are just taking their pot shots, but I'm just going to continue to burn through them here. We should be able to get through this first wave without any major problems, and then we can get the rest of things built out. We've actually got 100 mana saved up now. We could be doing a little bit more building. Oh no, we got something at the cannon over here. Oh, and I completely forgot about the sub-objective, for God's sakes. We're going to have to completely rebuild this lane. I'm building like it's regular ramparts, and this is not regular ramparts. This is the siege. Big derps right there. So we're going to bring our walls up to here, basically, and have another short lane. We'll get it squared away, though. We should have tons of mana to get things properly built here for this one. Let's see now. Now let's throw some repairs on those walls that got hammered. But we're going to want to move all this stuff here. Let's go ahead and move the wall up to, say, where do we want it? I'm just going to put it right there. So let's move the wall on up. Now remember, we are going to have those javelin throwers. Javelin throwers are still going to hit the core, so we're going to have to be careful about those. Let me move that one over just a little bit further. We'll go something like that to get double power right at the wall. And then, are we going to be able to fit 2 of them out here? Looks like it. I think that's going to do pretty darn good. Now, of course, as I mentioned, we're going to have flyers, and here we go. E-stock flyers coming in hot right now. For this side, I think I'm just going to throw a Skyguard right there. A Skyguard should really help things. And then what else do we want to do? Well, we got 160 DU left to spend. We're going to have flyers up here as well. Now, once you get a little range, these flyers on this map can be basically ignored by just throwing a Flame Aura up there. But I don't think a Flame Aura is going to get it without having any range gambit or any shards. I'm going to try it out, though. We will see. Now, that is the lane we'll be paying attention to. Now, we needed more down this way, and we've got what? We can go two more Flame Auras, and you know what? Let's just go 2 Lightning Strikes as well. Let's put them way out here, just to get any of those javelin throwers that are stuck out there, just throwing their javelins at the walls. And then I got 493 left, so let's make a strong side. This lane over here, we're going to want to all but ignore it unless we get a boss spawn here, which I don't think we will. Let's get some ups on that one. Let's get some ups on the short lane as well. So we do have that sub-objective to protect, but if the sub-objective falls, it is definitely not the end of the world. So, you know, ideally, we don't want it to drop. But if it does, it's, you know, it should be fine. And then what do we want to do here? Let's just drop this one right in that one in the middle. All right, so let's let it fly again here now. Now we're going to want to watch out for those flyers. So, particularly on this lane, I want to make sure those Flame Auras are holding up and getting the job done. We got a lot of power down here in this lane with those Flame Auras and Lightning Strike Auras, no doubt. And just wait for these Flappy Birds to come on out. Here they come now. I'm not going to shoot them because I want to see if they die. I don't think they're going to. Yeah, they barely took any damage. So, yeah, those Flame Auras up there are no good. In fact, I may pull them both down and just throw a Skyguard in the middle. I think that will help me out a little bit more at this point. Just not enough range on them. Now, if I had that Flame Burst Tower from the Adept on the Apprentice, I think I would be using that bad boy, because that thing is just cool as hell. Flyers made it through here, over here, as I didn't put anything for them. Funny how that works. No defenses means enemies make it past. I was hoping they were going to dip low enough to get into that aura range, but just no dice there. So we're going to have to make a few moves here, I'd like to be able to come up with 100. Where I've got 60 right here. So if I can come up with just 40 more DU, I will be pretty happy. And I think I should be able to. In fact, I can probably take away those 2 Lightning Strike Auras I put out front, and that would completely answer this problem. Let's just go ahead and throw an upgrade on that Skyguard so we don't have to think about that lane as hard. Throw a couple of ups in those outside Flame Auras. And then let's see. Yeah, let's just get rid of these up front ones. We're going to rely on those Flame Auras to get the job done with any of those Javelin Throwers. And then that's going to allow me to throw, a Skyguard right there. Let's throw an upgrade on it. And then we're going to want to get a Skyguard over here, too. And we'll get an upgrade on that one as well. Actually, let's put a couple of ups on that just so we can hopefully just forget that thing exists. Throw the rest of the mana around and should be good to go. Now the flyers will fly all the way in. They'll dip in. But the Skyguard is going to fire on them, so that should take care of it. So we're not getting the rings on the ground. I'm guessing maybe that's only the incursion? I thought that that happened in adventure mode too, but it doesn't look like it is, so this is just kind of a regular old map. Yeah, I've got none of the big healing rings on the ground at all, so forget about all that healing ring business I was discussing, as it just looks like that's a non-issue here. Got a lot of flyers in the mid, huh? Yeah, quite a few flyers here. Just gonna... This map's gonna be all about flyers, no doubt. Gonna have to make sure to just get our shots in here where we can. These javelin throwers are just not burning very fast. They're getting some hefty shots off on our walls here, too. 100 bobs left, though. We got the bulk of the lane cleared. We just gotta wait for the rest of this business to come out. Looking good. And then how about over here? Let's just keep working wherever we can. The lane schedules come out still very staggered, so, you know, obviously I don't have any run speed. I never got my run speed shard from campaign. Maybe we'll get lucky and snag one at some point here. But, you know, it's pretty easy to go from lane to lane just watching where the enemies are coming from. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do? I think we'll continue to work on this side lane here. Let's get a few more ups on this stuff. We're still level 48. No level up yet. Maybe we're not going to hit 50 on this one. Alright, and that should get me. Now, I think it's just going to be a game of straight up stare at the minimap and watch for flyers. Flyers are really the only real struggle on the map, I think. So let's do what we can to get a little damage off here on them. In fact, I could have used that 50 for this Skyguard somewhere else and just stayed here and manually killed him. Would have probably been fine. But the DU is spent. I don't plan on reselling here. So we'll just mash these guys up. Looking like the rest of the map, the flyers are getting cleared. They do move really slowly, so it makes it pretty darn easy to go over and catch up to where there's any issue. Javelin throwers again. Just putting in their damage here, no doubt. And wall repair simulator begins. That is what the first few Chaos tiers will be all about, is repairing those walls, no doubt. Chaos 1 will be really easy. I don't know what I'm going to do with Chaos 2 yet. Not sure which route I'm going to take. Of course, the strategies on using tower-type defenses greatly change once you get some shards. You hear people talk about Poison Dart Towers and Earth Shatter Towers, which is just a vicious combo. But without shards, it's kind of meh. They're not, it's not wonderful without having any shards. So let's just throw some ups in out here. Actually, let's just spam it. We'll spam it all in, get through wave 5 here. So this one is not like the incursion at all. On the Malthius incursion, of course, we would have a boss, Malthius, right there. And then we'd have those healing rings on the ground. So this one was a huge opportunity to prepare us for the incursions to come, but they didn't put any of the incursion elements into this particular adventure mode. Alright, I see I leveled up to 49 now, so hopefully the end of map reward will be enough to get me leveled. And we got Griblock rolling out in the middle. He's got 1,000,000 health. Let's work on Homie here. Should be able to get him. Now, he's going to get some shots in on the walls, of course, but as long as that wall doesn't start blinking red, I think we'll be all right. Let's just continue to spray him down here. It's the first really healthy boss I think I've had. Yeah, he didn't even do, what, 25% damage to that wall, so it wasn't too bad at all. Hopefully get some nice upgrades here. We'll have to see. The real upgrades will come in Chaos 1. Just getting to Wave 2 in Chaos 1 is a big difference. I'll have big gains in power. And then maybe I'll get lucky and get my Destruction Shard. The real prize of Chaos 1, of course, is the Destruction Shard. So hopefully that is what I get. I'm going to basically completely ignore mods until we get later on into the game, as mods are just not required for the base game at all. In fact, the base game wasn't really changed much when mods came to be a thing. It was all balanced off of shards, so... And there we go. We got level 50. We got achievements popping up through Steam like crazy. And we are now 1 Ascension. So, good stuff there. We are ready to make the move on to either Expeditions or Onslaught. Onslaught can be a little bit quicker, yet it's less rewarding. So I am going to stick with Expeditions as I make my way through. We got a bunch of shards here too. Come on, be a run speed, for God's sakes. How do you go that long without getting the run speed? Of course, I'm getting shards for characters I don't need. That one's usable. The old Worm Scarf. Actually, I've already got one, but we'll put a Worm Scarf in right here as well. And Fortification. I've already got a Fortification shard, so that is just going to go straight into the pooper. But that will get it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Next up, we move on into Chaos 1. But that will get it for now, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.